illegal residents would be covered under this bill.
Illegal, yeah, right, illegal, undocumented person.
On page 50 in section 152, it states that health care would be provided to all non-U.S. citizens.
There are people who are here legally would be covered.
Can you tell me exactly what page and what line it states that illegals will not be covered?
143, section 246 specifically states no federal payment for undocumented aliens.
Is there any reason it says non-committed aliens instead of illegal residents?
All non-U.S. citizens, illegal or otherwise.
You had your chance.
Section
152. So it's contradictory to what I've read.
Section 246 reads, nothing in the subtitle shall allow federal payment for affordability credits on behalf of individuals who are not lawfully present in the United States.
For affordability credits, that doesn't state care.
Well, if somebody shows up at the hospital, let me ask, my view is if somebody shows up at the hospital,
Deport them.
that you left your wallet at home, what are they, the hospital supposed to do?
You can go and reconcile it with the hospital at another time.
Showing up at the hospital if you were doing your job and they weren't here in the first place. Amen, brother!
If you work here in the first place, if you're a legal citizen, would you expect people to prove it when they show up at the hospital?
You're American right now. Prove you're American right now.
You have British tax dollars. I'm not quite sure where you expect that money to come from once none of us make any money. My final question to you is, are you going to stand behind you and all your co-workers, all the legislators, all the congressmen, and all the senators adhering to every single item in this bill? Other things such as paying taxes.
We're not to take Social Security. Members of Congress pay Social Security.
They do. You're exempt. Be respectful.
Rush Limbaugh thinks we're exempt.
Great way to name drop and get yourself in the media there, buddy.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time tonight. I am a far right-wing Republican. 5 years ago, I had a bilateral lung transplant. $350,000 worth of surgery. I've spent 5 years on Medicare, and currently I'm a salesman for a pharmaceutical company. So I've spanned the gamut of what left and right consider. And what I feel is important about not only the debt we're incurring, but what is your opinion and why is it right that people who, such as myself, who are unemployed, made no dollars, and are now doing very well, why should I become more gainfully employed and doing much better? Why do I have to pay a surtax for people who are not always doing what they should be doing to make it affordable for them?
What?
Yeah.
You know, why is it right to say you've lived the American dream, you have achieved as much as you could, but now it is time to force you to give back?
Raise the minimum wage.
I would rather pay that in my piety. I'd rather give that in charity than be forced to pay a surtax. Right now, I pay close to 11% of my income to Thailand, happily. But I don't want to be forced, as a special subsection of the population, to be paying more. That is wrong. And there are and living in this town, it has shown me that there are a lot of places I've done charity work in part of the projects in the city, part of the west end of the city, that there are a lot of people who I feel are making poor decisions. And they wait for people to come along and help them because it's expected rather than appreciated.
Philosophical difference as to whether or not we're going to try to get everybody covered with insurance. Some think, as I do, that it's a right. You ought to be able to have affordable. That's right.
I would just like to say that I work at MCB across the street. I'm a medical researcher, and my husband works in the ER. And day in and day out, as an ER resident, he sees patients who come in who've delayed their care, and they've basically gotten to the point where they have extraordinarily expensive care, insanely expensive month in the ICU type care, when a couple months of antibiotics could have fixed their problem much more cheaply. And I think that people who are wondering, okay, why are we providing for people who this is not a right, it's not a privilege, blah, blah, blah. I think that that is one debate, but that we really can save a lot of money if we would just do the right thing and pay for everyone's primary basic care. And then hospital is that actually you already are paying for that $100,000 1-month ICU stay, and that's why you're seeing your premiums go through the roof.